Now, tributes are continuing to pour in this morning for former Bafana Bafana striker Phil Chippa Masinga. The soccer legend died yesterday at the age of 49. Masinga will always be remembered for scoring that crucial goal that sent Bafana to the 1998 FIFA World Cup in France, and that was in the game against Congo Brazzaville at the FNB Stadium in 1997. Now, in the studio with us in Pretoria this morning is Phil Masinga's former teammate Daniel Mambush Mudau. Mambush, very good morning to you, and thank you very much for joining us. Of course, it's a very sad time for the football fraternity in South Africa, the loss of Phil Masinga. When you had the news yesterday about his death, how did you feel?
Good morning to you, and good morning to the viewers, and I'm so honored to be in your studio. You know, I didn't have words because I remember when I called Phil's wife last week on Thursday before I left to Durban. And she told me that, no, they are shifting him to Klerksdorp Hospital. But if I want to see him, and then I'll come and see him, I must just give him I must just give her a shout so that I can come and visit Chippa. So I made appointment that I'll come today, but unfortunately that, you know, he's already passed on, you know. And I'm so shattered myself because I've learned a lot from Chippa. Chippa was not an ordinary player. I think he made a lot of contribution into South African football history. Even when he retired, he was always making sure that the development of our youngsters, you know, in South Africa, he contributed a lot, you know. And then it's so sad, you know, so sad. As I've said, that we didn't lose the only a player. Chippa was a leader. He was everything. Myself, I learned a lot from him. But you can see the age is different by 1 year. I'm older than him, but you know what I learned from him is I took it as, you know, somebody who's giving me experience because he's been in football, you know, for a long time. And then, you know, when he came to Mamelodi Sundowns in 1991, I was with Ratanam Maholo Siani. But when I came back to Mamelodi Sundowns 1993, you know, he was there, you know, and he told me that, Mambush, me and you, we can make two big strikers, you know. So as I was so short and he was so tall, he will tell me that, you know, when the ball is up, I must make sure that I make a way, you know, to collect those loose ball, you know. And then I think Chippa contributed a lot even into my football career.
Yes, I mean, he also admired you. In an interview in 2002, which I was looking at while preparing for this, he described you as a shining example as a professional. So there was mutual admiration and respect between you and Chippa. How will you remember him?
Well, you know, I can remember the goals that he was scoring. You know, he'll tell myself that, you know, as a striker, you must know that you play in the box. Him and Mark Williams, they'll tell you that, you know, in the box, they call it a kitchen, you know. So that's why I said I've learned a lot, and then, you know, I remember even the goal that he scored when we played against Zimbabwe in Mabatu, you know, when Bruce Krobler came outside the 18 area. He wanted to come and took the ball, but what I did, you know, I scissor kicked the ball and then it went to Chippa and he just tapped the ball in, you know. So it's a lot that I can remember. The goal that he scored against Congo, it was a wonderful strike that he took, and it makes us, even the South African football-loving people, you know, to celebrate, you know, to go to a World Cup, the first World Cup, you know. So it was so nice playing next to Chippa, you know, as I've said, that you can see even the different age, you know, I just on top of him with only a year. But I told myself that, you know, when Chippa calls me, I'll go because he's got experience in football. So that's why I learned a lot. And when he leave Mamelodi Sundowns, you know, I became even again a deadly striker for Mamelodi Sundowns. A lot of strikers, they came, you know, and then they helped me, you know, and I'm not forgetting even those players who were playing with, you know. I spoke to Ernest Chirwadi when he calls me to say on Friday, he said, "Hey, Mambush, did you hear that Chippa is sick?" I said, "Yes, man, I heard, but I spoke to the wife, and you know what, I've made an appointment to see him on Friday, or on Monday, but unfortunately, he passed on." So as I'm saying that, you know, a lot of people they've been calling me to say, hey man, you know, your partner striker have passed on. Have you heard that? I said, yes, I hear that. It's so sad. You know, I don't know. I don't have words that I can, you know, but I remember the good things that Chipa, he did, even for myself, you know. So it was so wonderful to work with Chipa next to him so that we can contribute in a South African football.
Mambush, it's not an easy time for you, but thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. That's Daniel Mambush Mudau, a former teammate, as you can hear from him. They shared many moments, scoring moments of football in Mamelodi Sundowns and, of course, in Bafana Bafana. We're just reflecting on the times and lives of football legend Phil Chipa Masinga, who passed away yesterday. Now let's